because of a traffic jam. I was 10 minutes late for my wedding photoshoot with my boyfriend. So, he started without me, posing with his female bro. Jasmine wore the wedding dress I had chosen. Her smile innocent. Don't mind me, sis-in-law. I was just worried Patrick would be nervous for his first photo shoot, so I helped him relax a bit. My boyfriend chimed in. Don't be so sensitive. If there was really something between us, you wouldn't have even been in the picture. I didn't cry or make a scene. I just said to Jasmine, since you've already helped me with the photos, why don't you help me with the wedding too? Patrick thought I was just throwing a tantrum, that a little coaxing would fix everything. But I had already applied for an overseas assignment at my company. My plane ticket was booked. I met his female bro, Jasmine, for the first time at his party. The elegantly dressed girl was sitting on his lap, her arms wrapped around his neck. Come on, Patrick. Don't be a chicken. His eyes held a hint of amusement, a silent approval. Kiss her. Kiss her. The crowd chanted. They looked like a perfect match. If the man in question wasn't my boyfriend, if this party wasn't meant to introduce me to his friends, I might have found the scene quite pleasing. What do you think you're doing? I asked, trying to suppress my anger. Seeing me, he lazily pushed her off and stood up. Alexandra, you're here. Let me introduce you. This is my childhood friend, Jasmine. Oh, so you're the sister-in-law, Jasmine said with a playful wink, putting her arm around him. We're used to playing around like this. We're bros. No need for formalities. You don't mind, right, sis-in-law? I sneered inwardly. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were a man. I'm very supportive of transgender people. I think you're very brave and remarkable. Jasmine's expression changed, and she looked at him with a hurt expression. Patrick, is she picking on me? Is she calling me a man? A few people behind her burst out laughing. Jasmine, even you get shut down sometimes. Miss Jasmine, she thinks you're a guy, a tomboy. He laughed too and took my hand. Let's sit down. She's a girl. A female bro. A female bro. I looked at her seriously. I thought adults, especially a man and a woman, should have some boundaries. Patrick is my boyfriend. I hope you can keep your distance from him in the future. The atmosphere instantly froze. Do you have to be so uptight? This is why I say women are no fun. So petty. The moment you get a girlfriend, you forget all your friends. Jasmine punched him playfully. Alexandra, stop it, he said, his hand tightening around mine, his expression a little cold. Let me formally introduce you all. This is my girlfriend, Alexandra, and my future wife. His friends all greeted me. Sis-in-law, Patrick's been hiding you well. Yeah, his other girlfriends were just flings. Lasted a couple of months. You're the first one he's ever brought to meet us. Don't mind Jasmine. We all see her as one of the guys. I felt their distance but didn't care. They were strangers. I was only at this party for him. To keep the conversation going, I brought up a few topics. The atmosphere quickly warmed up again. Even those who had been hostile towards me because of Jasmine joined in. Jasmine, however, seemed unwilling to be ignored. She raised her glass. Sis-in-law, I grew up with Patrick. I've seen every part of him. I hope you can be understanding of our years of friendship. You can't expect him to cut off all his friends just because he's with you, right? Was she calling me unreasonable, trying to interfere with his social life? I curved my lips into a sarcastic smile. I really don't understand what kind of friendship between a man and a woman involves kissing and hugging. If that's what you call friendship, Miss Jiang, then I suggest you kiss every bro in this room. Her eyes reddened, and she looked as if she were about to cry. Patrick, are you just going to stand there and let her insult me? His face darkened, and he pulled her behind him. Alexandra, apologize to Jasmine. I looked at him in disbelief. You want me to apologize? The party ended with me leaving early. Aren't you going to go after her? Man, let her go. I walked aimlessly down the street, exhausted. After a while, a car horn honked behind me. It was his car. I ignored it. The car followed me, and the window rolled down, revealing his handsome profile. Get in. I'm very upset today. I don't want to get in your car. You never told me about your female bro. And you almost kissed. He pinched the bridge of his nose. It was just a joke. She just got back from studying abroad. We hadn't seen each other in a long time, and she forgot her boundaries. Besides, I pushed her away in the end, didn't I? It wasn't even my fault. And you made me apologize. My heart ached. They're all my childhood friends. The way you spoke to her. How could she not be embarrassed? He said. My anger flared. Tonight, if you had kept your distance from her, I wouldn't have said a word. Seeing my anger, a teasing look appeared in his dark eyes. Jealous. I thought you were above all that. Alexandra. He got out of the car and hugged me. He leaned in, his lips brushing against my ear. You heartless woman. All you care about is your work. I stammered. I had been busy with a work project recently and had neglected him. I've been busy. He tilted my chin up and kissed me. As our lips tangled, I wanted to argue more, but he silenced me with another kiss. When it was over, my face was flushed. I was already in a bad mood today, and not just because you didn't back me up in front of your friends, he said, looking at me seriously. You work too hard, Alexandra. Sometimes. I don't know if you love me more or your work. My eyes darkened. I suddenly remembered a conversation I had overheard between him and his mother when we got engaged. She's from a lower-class family. After all, if she wasn't so talented and capable, and if you weren't so set on her, I would never have accepted such a daughter-in-law. His family was wealthy. He could afford to be carefree. But for someone like me, who had started with nothing and clawed her way up, there was no other option but to work hard. I know you don't have a family. I will give you a family. Rely on me more. Okay. He pulled me against his shoulder. A wave of warmth washed over me. Yes, I would have a family. I wouldn't be alone anymore. Perhaps I should slow down. As my thoughts drifted, I suddenly remembered his past relationships. I pretended to be serious. By the way, I heard from your friends that you've had a lot of girlfriends. He held up his hands in surrender. That was just me being young and foolish. It wasn't real dating. You're the only one I've ever been serious about. Really. Crossed my heart. Seeing his earnest expression, I smiled. I had once resented fate for being unfair, but now, with the love of my life by my side, I felt incredibly lucky. In the office. Alexandra, this is a great opportunity. I'll recommend you. My boss, Linda, said with a smile, handing me an overseas assignment application. Fill this out. Spend 2 years in Newport as the regional general manager. And you can take my place when you come back. I was stunned. This was a ticket to the top. It meant I would officially enter the company's senior management, with stocks and dividends. But Newport was on the other side of the world, and it was a long-term assignment. He complained even when I was away for a few days. 2 years was out of the question. Besides, we were about to get married. I'm sorry, Linda. I'm getting married. She understood my meaning. After a few seconds of silence, a look of disapproval crossed her face. Alexandra, I don't understand. You've worked so hard to climb the ladder. Now that the opportunity is here, you're telling me you're going to give it up. Linda had mentored me for years. She was strict but kind. Not just my boss, but a life coach. Faced with her question, I lowered my head. You can go now, she said with a disappointed look. I'll keep the application for you. Think it over. Thank you. As I was leaving, I heard her parting words. Don't be like those fools who throw away their careers for a little bit of love. I quickened my pace, perhaps afraid I would change my mind. His mother had already mentioned several times that she hoped I would quit my job after we got married and work at their company. I had always brushed it off. I could almost imagine the explosive argument that would ensue if I went abroad. My mind was in a turmoil. My phone suddenly rang. It was him. I answered. Let's relax this weekend. How about we go camping? I'll invite my friends. Jasmine said she was sorry about last time and wants to make up. The name Jasmine made my heart clench. I don't want to go. Patrick, there's something I need to. Babe, it's settled. I'll pick you up Saturday morning. He hung up. I sighed. If I was going to marry him, I would have to deal with his social circle. I hoped this would be a good start. On Saturday morning, his car was waiting downstairs. Jasmine was in the passenger seat, smiling brightly. Morning, sis-in-law. He gave me a cool look. Alexandra, you sit in the back. Chris and the others are already on their way up the mountain. Jasmine gets carsick, so she'll ride with us. Okay. I saw through her little trick, but didn't want to start another fight. I opened the back door and got in. The whole way, she chattered on about their childhood, highlighting their closeness. I tried to join the conversation several times, but she cut me off. So, I gave up and just looked out the window. The car wound its way up the mountain until it reached the top. After we met up with his other friends, Jasmine linked her arm through mine. You guys set up the tents. Sis-in-law and I will go gather some firewood. Are you too sure you'll be okay on your own? Someone asked, concerned. What could happen? It's not like she's going to bully me. I just want to have a private chat with her. With that, she pulled me toward the woods. Once we were in the trees, her demeanor changed completely. Alexandra, you must be so proud of yourself for snagging a rich guy like Patrick. I know what kind of woman you are. My relationship with him is not something you can compare to. I do advise you to know your place and keep your head down. I gave a sarcastic laugh, just as I expected. A woman like me, every penny I have, I earned through hard work. I live a much more respectable life than a second-generation brat like you who just mooches off her parents. She stomped her foot, her face twisted with anger. Who knows what shady deals you made to get your projects? You're a bastard with no father and a dead mother. If it weren't for him, do you think you'd even be worthy of standing in front of me? I took a deep breath and slapped her. I really couldn't hold back. How dare you hit me? I'm telling Patrick, she shrieked, clutching her face. I took out my phone and turned off the recording. You don't think I have proof, do you? Go ahead. Tell him. Let everyone see your two faces. I didn't want to make a scene. If you had just stopped causing trouble. Her eyes turned wild, and a smile touched her lips. In that case, let's see who he chooses. She lunged, snatched my phone, and threw herself to the ground with it. Sis-in-law. How could you? She screamed, drawing everyone over. Jasmine. What's wrong? She covered her face and sobbed. I wanted to make up with her, but she called me a homewrecker, a man-whore, and slapped me. She looks down on me, thinks all of us rich kids are good for nothing, and wants Patrick to stay away from us. Everyone's expression changed. They were all from wealthy families. His face was ashen. He raised his hand and slapped me. Alexandra, you've gone too far. My face burned, and my ears rang. My lips trembled, a fire in my throat as I managed to say, you didn't even ask me. You just believed her. He didn't answer. He just picked her up and rushed to the car. Jasmine's ankle is broken. We're going down the mountain. What about sis-in-law? Forget about her. Let her walk back herself. Everyone left, leaving me alone on the mountain. I picked up my broken phone, feeling numb. Alexandra, is this the path you've chosen? The mountain road was long. So long. My legs ached. But at least there was only one road. I wouldn't get lost. I lost track of time. My feet were numb. Suddenly, the rain came. A torrential downpour. I heard a rumbling sound. Looking up through the curtain of rain, I saw trees on the mountain toppling over, one after another, swept away by a roaring white torrent. The sight shattered my numbness. Panic. Fear. It was a flash flood. My whole body shook. And in that moment, I found a strength I never knew I had. I scrambled to the highest point and clung to a large rock. Sharp fragments dug into my palms. The pain made me more alert and more desperate. The floodwaters rushed down, everything shaking. I pressed myself against the rock, wishing I could become one with it. Cold. Pain. The feeling of being alive. The first wave passed. Most of the surrounding area was submerged, and the trees were half drowned. The rock that had saved my life was like a lonely island. Ever since my mother died, I had been alone. When I met him, I thought I would have a family. In the end, in a life-or-death situation, the only one who could save me was myself. And this crisis was his fault. It was ironic, and it brought me a sense of release. Perhaps my life was always meant to be a solitary journey, overcoming one obstacle after another. The harbor I had sought in someone else was just an illusion. Fortunately, the rain began to let up. The floodwaters calmed, and the water level started to recede. It was cold, but it was summer. I wouldn't get hypothermia. The sky slowly darkened. I used my coat to make a distress signal and, exhausted, closed my eyes. Hey, wake up. I opened my eyes to see a rescuer in a bright orange life vest. Thank you, I said weakly, a wave of relief washing over me. You're lucky. You managed to grab onto a high rock, but your wounds might get infected. You need to go to the hospital. I was taken to a local hospital. The nurse cleaned my wounds, besides scrapes and cuts. My ankle was sprained, but luckily, not broken. I borrowed someone's phone to call Linda and explain the situation. When she heard what had happened, she came to the hospital immediately. How did you end up alone on a mountain during a flash flood? I was silent for a moment. That overseas assignment, is it still available? Linda gave me a meaningful look and took the application from her bag. Fill it out. I filled it out and gave it to her. You rest up. When you're better, you can come back to the office to hand over your work. The assignment starts on August 24th. The company will cover your flight. She patted my shoulder. August 24th. Coincidentally, our wedding day. Okay, I said calmly. It was settled. I stared out the window, lost in thought. Alexandra, you're alive. Patrick appeared at the door, his eyes red, his face haggard. He rushed over and hugged me tightly. Do you know how long I've been looking for you? Why didn't you call me? I thought. His voice choked. A tear fell onto my neck. I was wrong. It was all my fault. I shouldn't have left you alone on the mountain. I didn't know there would be a flash flood. It was so close. So close. His friends filed into the room. Sis-in-law, it's good you're okay. Patrick almost went crazy when he heard about the flood. Don't be mad at him. He came back to find you as soon as he got Jasmine settled. Who knew there would be a flood? I thought I would feel hurt. Or touched. But strangely, I felt detached. As if I were outside of it all. You were the one who left me. Why are you crying? I asked, wiping the tears from his face. He looked up. His eyes red. Still handsome. Do you know how much I regret it? No matter what you did. I shouldn't have. I cut off his repentance. Let's break up. Patrick. He froze. I know. You must have been scared. It's all my fault. All my fault. He took my hand and hit his own face with it. Hit me. Hit me. Please don't say that word. We promised to be together forever. I looked at his tired eyes, his panicked expression, and felt a pang of pain. He loved me. Did I still love him? No. The pain was just an illusion of love. The reluctance was just a withdrawal symptom. Okay, I said. And with all my strength, I slapped him twice. He had occupied too much of my life. What I needed was a long, painful goodbye. After I recovered, I got my phone fixed. Our relationship seemed to go back to normal. At first, he avoided mentioning her, and we never talked about what happened on the mountain. But I could always find traces of her in our daily life. Like when he went out with his friends, and she was always in their social media posts. Like the occasional anonymous, provocative messages. Like the late-night calls. The protective amulet that suddenly appeared on him. He seemed to care about my feelings, hiding things from me. But we both knew. I tacitly allowed her little games, pouring all my energy into my work. The wedding was approaching, and the handover at work was in full swing. One day, he came home drunk. Leaning on her, she gave me a provocative smile. Triumphant. Miss One. Take good care of our Patrick. Honey, babe. He slurred, stumbling toward me. I caught him and closed the door. He nuzzled my shoulder, his voice accusatory. Alexandra, you don't love me at all. We're about to get married, and you're still busy with your work. You don't even ask where I go. Babe, I don't feel well. You only love your work, he complained. Patrick, I know you're not that drunk, I said flatly. You always complain that I don't put you first, that I'm always working. Well, let me ask you, can you promise never to see her again? A moment of silence. Then he exploded. There's nothing between us. I have so many friends. Why do you only focus on her? Because she's a girl. That's your dirty mind. Even if we get married, I'm not going to cut off my friends. I looked at him calmly. Okay. The pain in my heart was almost gone. The withdrawal was almost over. He seemed to realize he had gone too far and tried to coax me. You don't have to be jealous of irrelevant people. I love you the most. Only you. I nodded, my emotions stable. Go to bed. The next day, he acted as if the argument had never happened. There's so much to do for the wedding, he complained sweetly, taking my hand. The photo shoot is in a couple of days. It's the dress you chose. Are you excited? I am, I said with a gentle, expectant smile. I had dreamed countless times of walking down the aisle in a white dress, holding his hand, promising a lifetime together. I had put so much effort into planning the wedding, but now, It was no longer necessary. The photoshoot was to fulfill a dream, to put a final, proper end to our relationship. Sometimes, you only realize something isn't as good as you thought after you've had it and are no longer attached to it. After the shoot, I would cancel the wedding. On the day of the photo shoot, I left early, but halfway there was a traffic accident. 20 minutes passed, and the traffic didn't move. The driver was getting anxious. Sorry, there's an accident up ahead. I don't know when it will clear. If you're in a hurry, you could get out here. Okay, thank you, I said. I got out on the bridge and walked past the long line of cars, stuck in traffic. I might be a few minutes late. I texted him. I found a bike and rode the rest of the way. I was about 10 minutes late. Are you Miss One? Please follow me, the receptionist said, leading me to the studio. He was standing under the flashbulbs. Jasmine was wearing the dress I had personally chosen, her arms around his neck, the two of them looking like a perfect couple. A wave of nausea washed over me. The receptionist was embarrassed. Miss One, is that your husband? Yes, I said, trying to quell the churning in my stomach. When he saw me, he let go of her. Alexandra, you're here. What took you so long? I glanced at my watch. Traffic. 10 minutes. Was that enough time for a photo shoot? Jasmine smiled innocently. Don't mind me, sis-in-law. I was just worried he'd be nervous for his first photo shoot, so I helped him relax. Besides, we're like brothers. Taking a few pictures is no big deal. I looked at him. And you? Do you think so too? He looked annoyed. She was just trying on the dress to help me relax. Don't be so sensitive. I told you. She's just a friend. If there was really something between us, you wouldn't have even been in the picture. I looked him in the eye. He was guilty. He knew exactly what bothered me. He was doing it on purpose. To punish me for being late. To vent his frustration. To make me unhappy. It was so pointless. I turned to her and said softly, "The dress is dirty now. I don't want it. And since you've already helped me with the photos, why don't you help me with the wedding too?" "What are you talking about? Stop throwing a tantrum," he said, trying to coax me. "This is our photo shoot. I've been looking forward to it. You don't like her. I'll have her leave." Okay. I listened to his sweet words with a cold heart, only feeling disgust and revulsion. The withdrawal was finally over. I had planned to cancel the wedding after the photo shoot. A dignified end was the greatest respect I could pay to our relationship. Now, I regretted it. When faced with malice, Alexandra, always repay it in kind. Jasmine left like a victor. I changed into another dress and quickly finished the shoot. As expected, the best way to demystify something is to have it. He gently kissed my forehead and sighed. "You've finally learned to be understanding. Your temper really gives me a headache. Let's not see each other before the wedding. I have a new position at work, and I'll be busy with the handover," I said. His eyes lit up with surprise. "You're finally quitting to come to my company. If we're getting married, things will be different." "Of course," I said vaguely. "That's great. With you as my supportive wife, we'll be even closer, and the company will do even better," he said happily. He and his mother had always wanted me to work at their company. I knew he had misunderstood, but that was exactly what I wanted. I would give him an unforgettable wedding. After that, we didn't see each other until the eve of the wedding. The handover at work was complete. I said goodbye to my colleagues one by one. "The next time I see you, you'll probably be my boss," a colleague said, hugging me. "Congratulations, Alexandra. These projects will do even better in your hands," I said graciously. My flight was at 9 p.m. After saying my goodbyes, I took my suitcase to the airport. As I waited, I looked back at the city I was about to leave. 1,000 thoughts in my mind. It held my difficult past, and the record of my struggle to the top. The next time I returned, things would be very different. Just before boarding, on an impulse, I called him. The line was noisy, the music blaring. "Woobakeller party. Let's get wasted." "Patrick, who are you talking to? Let's party." The call was quickly disconnected. Scrolling through my social media, I saw a post from one of his friends. "My old friend is about to enter the tomb of marriage. I wish him the best, that he can still be as free as the wind." Childhood sweethearts, confessing their love. If you're going to play big. The photo was blurry. He was passed out in a corner, his eyes glazed over. Jasmine was sitting intimately beside him, kissing his cheek. I raised an eyebrow, saved the photo, and sent it to the wedding planner. Please add this to the video. Thanks. Miss 1. I'm afraid I'll be eaten alive. I'll pay extra. Whatever you say, my dear client. It was time to board. I got on the plane, turned off my phone, and pulled down my eye mask. The world went dark. He woke up with a hangover. It was his wedding day. The bachelor party had gotten a little out of hand, but at least he hadn't overslept. He put on his groom's suit and went to the venue. The hall was decorated with their wedding photos. They looked like a perfect couple. Most of the guests had arrived, relatives and business partners. He was filled with a sweet anticipation, eager to see me in my white dress. He knew she was still upset about Jasmine, but that was okay. A little coaxing would fix it. They had a lifetime together. His mother frowned and checked the time. It's so late. Why isn't the car that was supposed to pick her up here yet? Maybe they're stuck in traffic, he said, tugging at his bow tie. I'll give her a call. He took out his phone but saw a missed call from the previous night. Had she called him? He couldn't remember. A sense of unease crept over him. He called her number. It went straight to voicemail. The unease grew. He immediately called the car service. Mr. Gu didn't miss when say the wedding was cancelled and she didn't need to be picked up. The driver was confused. The news hit him like a thunderbolt. Mom, I can't reach her. I have to go find her, he said, taking off his suit jacket. His mother stopped him. You can't go. What will it look like if both the bride and groom are missing? I'll have someone look for her. You stay here and entertain the guests. He was anxious, but could only try to reassure himself. It's fine. She's not that irresponsible. She's probably just delayed. She'll be here soon. His mother gave the MC a look. The MC understood. On this special day, Mr. Patrick Gu and Miss Alexandra will enter the sacred bonds of matrimony and walk hand in hand into the future. Their love story began with a beautiful, unexpected encounter. The projector turned on, and a video appeared. Alexandra, you must be so proud of yourself for snagging a rich guy like Patrick. I know what kind of woman you are. My relationship with him is not something you can compare to. I do advise you to know your place and keep your head down. It was the recording from the mountain. Jasmine's shrill, harsh voice echoed through the hall. The audio was interspersed with photos. Their wedding photos, her anonymous, threatening messages, and the photo of her kissing him at the party. The video ended with a line of large black text, wishing Mr. Patrick Gu and Miss Jasmine Jiang 100 years of happiness. The hall erupted. Who's getting married to whom? Isn't the bride's name Alexandra? Did the bride run away? Young people these days. What female bro? Just two sluts. Wow. The Jiang family's daughter is crazy. Who would dare to marry her? She'd ruin 3 generations. The Gu boy is a real piece of work. I heard his wife is very capable. He couldn't even hold on to her. His friends all looked at Jasmine. Their expressions complicated. So, they had been wrong. Unable to bear the strange looks, Jasmine jumped on stage and screamed. Stop it. Turn it off. He couldn't take it. He refused to accept reality and ran out of the venue. His parents were left to deal with the mess. The Gu family, who valued their reputation above all else, had become the biggest joke in town. He drove to my apartment building. He banged on the door, but a middle-aged woman answered. Sir, what do you want? Isn't this Alexandra's place? Where is she hiding? He demanded, his eyes bloodshot, his gaze frantic. The apartment is for sale. The previous owner has gone abroad. The woman said warily. Abroad? He repeated, stunned. How is that possible? She never said anything. Sir, our inspection is over. Please leave, the woman said, then locked the door and left. He went to my office. Alexandra, she's been transferred overseas. Didn't you know? I think her flight was last night, a colleague said. Puzzled, he clenched his fists. Why? They were supposed to get married. How could she just leave him like that? How dare she? Why had she left him? It must be because of Jasmine. It was all her fault. If not for her, Alexandra would not have been driven away. He had actually believed her, had hit Alexandra, and had left her on the mountain. Rage clouded his mind. He started his car and went back to find her. At the banquet hall, his mother had a splitting headache. Alexandra is a disaster. Jasmine. Since it has come to this, You will have to take her place and complete the wedding with him. Me. Jasmine was stunned but secretly pleased. But we're just bros. Don't play dumb with things as they are. Do you really think your relationship was just bros? His mother said, fed up. If not for the need to save face, a woman like her would never be allowed into their family. Jasmine's face stiffened. All right, Auntie, I am responsible for this. I don't agree. He suddenly burst in. Jasmine, you're so despicable. You're the one who drove her away. He grabbed her wrist. Come with me and apologize to her. Let go. You're hurting me. She screamed, struggling. He slapped her. You ruined my wedding. Do you think you can just walk away? Having been slapped, she went berserk. Smack. She slapped him back and started scratching at him. You think you're any better? You allowed all of this to happen. You're a loser. She just doesn't want you. If you're going to blame someone, blame yourself. He pushed her down, and the two of them started fighting. His mother tried to have them separated, but it was too late. His face was covered in scratches. The farce ended abruptly, becoming a famous joke in their circle. The morning mist enveloped Newport. The steel and glass skyscrapers woke as the neon lights faded. I stood at the top of the office building, holding a coffee, watching the endless stream of traffic below. It had been almost a week since I had taken over. I was slowly getting into the rhythm. When there's a Mr. Gu at the front desk. He says he's from the Gu Corporation and has a partnership with our headquarters. My secretary reported. Mr. Gu. Besides him, I couldn't think of anyone else. I never thought he would follow me here. Had he already cleaned up the mess back home? But we did need to have a frank conversation. Send him up. A moment later, he appeared at the door. He looked much more haggard, though the weariness didn't diminish his handsome features. The scratches on his face were a pathetic sight. Alexandra, you're so cruel. Why did you run away? How could you leave me all alone? Do you know how crazy I've been? Looking for you. He grabbed my collar. Before I left, I called you to break up. You hung up. You were with your female bro, Jasmine. At the time, I said softly. His hand loosened, his face a picture of bewilderment. I am sorry. I shouldn't have believed her. I love you. It's you I love. He covered his face and sobbed. I was wrong. I really know I was wrong. I'll never see her again. Come back with me, please. I'm the one you love most. You only have me. Right. I want to give you a home. He poured out our history, as if tearing his own heart out. I watched him calmly, feeling nothing. I've been trying to understand. Did you really not know what I cared about? Later, after I stepped away, I figured it out. It's not that you didn't know about boundaries. You just used it as a tool to punish me. You liked to see me sad. You liked to see me struggle. And all of it was just because of your jealousy and need for control. He looked up in horror and tried to cover my mouth. Don't say it. Don't say it. My gaze was cold, my voice firm. It all stems from your incompetence. You're afraid of me being too successful. And you're afraid of me slipping from your grasp. Do you love me? Maybe. But your despicable love is nothing to be proud of. I see through it now. And I don't want it. He collapsed to the floor. His love story sentenced to death. That's not it. That's not it. Patrick. Let's part on good terms. I looked out the window. The sun was rising. He stayed in Newport for a while. He always followed me from a distance, like a shadow. Perhaps he was waiting for me to change my mind. But I was tired of the disturbance. I called his mother and had her send someone to bring him back. Auntie, please control your son. The Gu family is a big enterprise. I am from a humble background. I am not worthy. His mother was furious and wanted to curse me. But I hung up. He was dragged back to the country that night. He cried. Alexandra, you're so cruel. You won't even let me look at you from a distance. You're so cruel. Later, I heard he was forced to marry Jasmine. After the wedding fiasco, her reputation in their circle was ruined. Her family, of course, wouldn't let him off the hook. A marriage between the two companies was, in a way, a happy occasion. My overseas assignment was extended for another 3 years. 5 years later, it ended, and I took over Linda's position. She had become a major shareholder and had been promoted again. We've terminated our partnership with the Gu Corporation. Their decision-making has been poor these past few years. Their market share has shrunk dramatically. and the company is on the brink of bankruptcy. Their people have been here several times, begging for a partnership. You're not going to go soft just because you see your ex-fiance's parents, are you? Linda teased. I sighed and rubbed my forehead. Linda, don't joke like that. When did you become so malicious? Is there someone new? She asked with a wink. An image of a man appeared in my mind. Maybe. Not yet. But he's a nice person. Maybe in the future. Linda smiled. Love is just the icing on the cake. It's good to have. I smiled and nodded. When you no longer pin your life's hopes on someone else, that's when you can truly enjoy love. As we were talking, my phone suddenly rang. MS. When? An employee was in a car accident and has been taken to the hospital. My secretary said. What? Which hospital? I'll be right there. I told Linda and went to the hospital. Fortunately, though the employees were injured, none of their injuries were life-threatening. I visited them on behalf of the company. After making sure everything was taken care of, I left the emergency room. As I passed the gynecology department, an argument caught my attention. Get rid of this child. Patrick, are you crazy? What are you doing? This is your child. Familiar voices. It was them. He looked much older. She had gained weight, and her face was lined with bitterness. If not for you drugging me, this child would not exist. He roared, grabbing her. She spat at him. Did I force you to sleep with me? Patrick, stop pretending to be a saint. Still thinking about Alexandra. Let me tell you, you loser. If your father hadn't produced an illegitimate son and your mother hadn't forced me, do you think I would have had a child for you? I stopped to watch. So this is how an unhappy couple looks. What are you looking at? Get lost, she yelled. But when she saw me, she was speechless. He looked up and froze. Alexandra. He tried to come after me but was held back by her. Her insults continuing. I wish you both a lifetime of mutual torment, I said calmly and walked away. Outside, the sun was bright. Looking back on the path I had traveled, I felt as if I had already sailed past 10,000 mountains.